and welcome back to a brand new season with Newcastle United in Football Manager 2020. We are into our fourth season in game, our second season in charge. If you missed the end of the last season, you will have missed the fact that we went up from the Championship as champions on the final day of the season thanks to an Omar Abdulrahman goal. We are starting the brand new season. We are going to be having 2 episodes today. First up is going to be a big rundown of all the transfers and whatnot that have taken place, because there's been a fair amount of business that's happened, as you'd kind of expect, getting promoted back to the Premier League. And then later on, it'll be the first game of the season up against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Without further ado, let's go into the transfers then. 4 players leaving the club on permanent deals, nobody particularly exciting. Josh Gilchrist has left and gone to Reading. Kieran Clark has left for £180,000 and signed for Cannes in France. Yannick Toure, a player who was out on loan at MK Dons last season, has gone back to his native Switzerland and signed for Lugano. And the big one, and by big I mean financially, Justin Logan, an 18-year-old central defender who came through our youth system apparently. He's left, he signed for Bournemouth for about £3 million. 3.2 in total. I think we've also got a 50% sell on in there. So if he's any good, we'll see a bit of kickback from that as well. Joining the club, or should I say returning to the club, is 28-year-old now Ghanaian left-back Baba Rahman. He has left his contract at Chelsea. It was up at the end of the season. We've picked him up, obviously, on a free transfer, getting paid probably too much money, £70,000 a week, but he had a very good year or two at us, a 7.08, 4 goals and 13 assists in the Championship. We couldn't really say no to that, could we? Also joining the club once again is Jonathan Panzo. I did mention this before a few episodes ago. He has joined the club permanently. I think it was £10 million, £8.5 million. Bargain, absolute bargain for Johnny Panzo. A couple of youth players have also joined the club. I do love to sign players from random countries in Africa. So first up is 19-year-old Ghanaian central defender, Akwasi Marti. He has 3 caps for Ghana as well. 3 caps and a goal to his name. Brought him in basically because mentally, he's bloody good. He's got some really good mental stats. Some of them could be higher, work rate, vision, teamwork. I'd prefer them to be higher, but, sometimes you can't win. He's currently out on loan at Oldham. He's come in for £52,000. Bargain. Another African to join the club is Abubakar Kofi, an Ivorian, 18 years old, signed from AFAD Jekanu, currently out on loan at Maccabi Haifa in Israel. He has got some really good ability as well, loads of potential ability I think in this. I think he was like 4 or 5 star potential ability. When it comes down to players that we've signed, he's probably our most exciting, but he's not getting paid enough money, so he doesn't have a work permit, which is why he's out on loan at Maccabi Haifa. £100,000. Bargain again. I'm not doing these in any particular order, by the way. Up next is a 24-year-old goalkeeper signed on a free transfer. He's signed as a backup. It is Juan Soriano, formerly of Sevilla and Leganes, apparently. Basically, we needed a backup goalkeeper to, if Dubravka gets injured, we're screwed. So Soriano has come in, only getting paid £15,000 a week. He's actually a decent goalkeeper as well, and only 24 years old, so if he gets better, we've basically got a first-choice goalkeeper. If we sell him, he's still worth a fair amount of money as well. Another player to join the club on a free transfer is 25-year-old Italian central midfielder Matteo Pessina, and he's not registered to play in the Premier League, so he's loan listed. A free transfer is an absolute bargain for this player, but I'm an idiot, and I don't have enough homegrown players, so Matteo Pessina cannot play in the Premier League for us. It sucks because I kind of need some more midfield options, but I don't really have the space for him, so he's a little bit annoyed. So I want to loan him out. I don't know if anyone's going to actually take him though. Moving back into players who cost a little bit of money, but players who have gone out on loan to Oldham, it is an 18-year-old Argentine central defender, Gaston Yacaruso, maybe. He is signed for, let me guess, 3 million, 3.5. There you go, £3.5 million. He, again, like the other 2 youth players we brought in from Africa, from Ivory Coast and Ghana, I believe, he's got a load of potential, just needs some football. He's not getting paid enough money to actually play for us, so he's gone out on loan. League 2's probably a bit too low level for him, but maybe, if he plays an entire season at League 2, it just shows that he's an absolute unit, destroys League 2, maybe next year goes out on loan to a Championship side. Much like Matteo Pessina, the next player has also gone out on loan because he can't fit into the squad because of registration rules. It is 19-year-old French midfielder, left midfielder in particular, Romain Martin. He was signed from Poland, from Wisla Krakow. He's gone back on loan to Poland, to Pogon, I believe. Spent a fair amount of money on him, £4.5 million. But like I said, he can't get into the squad because of registration reasons. The board, weirdly happy with this signing. They reckon, for the money we paid, we have got a player who's a lot better than £4.5 million, which I think he's good. I genuinely think he's got some real good stats. Physically, he's ridiculously fast, like absolutely rapid. So, yeah, 19 years old, still obviously got a lot of growing to do. 3-star current ability. I think he had 4.5-star potential as well. So, we'll see what happens in a year. Joining the club on loan from Manchester City, our only loanee to join the club, is 19-year-old English attacking midfielder James McAtee. He's basically come in as an impact sub. He's literally on an impact sub contract. I'm not expecting him to play a huge amount of football, but he's just there as an option, a natural advanced playmaker as well, which is obviously what we do play just behind the two strikers. I think he's okay. I'm not going to see a huge amount of him. The penultimate player to talk about then is 22-year-old Spanish right-back Matthew Mori. He is a natural wing-back on that right-hand side. He's going to provide some competition and probably kick out Emil Kraft from the first team because he's actually a wing-back and Kraft is a full-back. He's signed for probably too much money. It was £6.5 million. The board weren't best pleased with that. They do say that it was too much money for him, which I kind of agree, but we need a wing-back. We need a right-sided wing-back. Matthew Mori does kind of fit the bill. He's still young. We've still got a bit of growth in there as well. 2.5-star current ability is not great. 3.5-star potential, obviously, isn't amazing, but it's good enough, I guess. And finally, the pièce de résistance, the main event. It is 22-year-old French striker signed from Olympique Lyon for £20 million. Amine Gouiri. Gouiri? Sure, we'll go with that. For £20 million, it's probably too much money, but hear me out. He's better than Joseph Martinez, who cost £35 million. So that's kind of, literally, that's all I'm basing it on, okay? I'm basing it on the fact that he's better than Joseph Martinez, who cost more money. Technically, he's great. Attacking-wise, he's great. He's not good in the air. Do we need him to be good in the air? He's going to be playing alongside Joel Linton, most likely, for the entire season. If he gets us 10 goals a season, it's not a huge number, but if he gets 10 goals, I'll be happy with that. Also, there's been a lot of loan deals taking place. Jakobsen, Ostergaard, Roman Martin, Rafa Mir, Josh Harrison, Jan Blackar, Didier Bamba, Largi Ramanzani, whoever he is, Elliot Anderson, Marlon Vasquez, Glenn Nichols, Jean-Claude Kern, Abubakar Kofi, Gaston Yakaruso, Harley Johnson and Akwasi Marti, all leaving the club on loan deals for various reasons. Rafa Mir, I wanted to sell him. No bugger wanted to buy him, so that's why he's gone out on loan. Marlon Vasquez, I need him to be playing football. I don't know who Pasto are. They're a Colombian side. So, I mean, I guess he's gone home, but I ideally would have liked him to go to a much better club than Associación Deportivo Pasto. Matthias Jakobsen and Leo Ostergaard, I think they're two players that are on the fringes of the first team, but Ostergaard, much like a few other players, basically can't get into the squad because he's not a homegrown player. Same with Matthias Jakobsen. He's not homegrown, so we can't play him, which is kind of annoying. Really, I should have kept him in England, because if I kept him in England, maybe he'd be almost homegrown, I'm not sure. So that's the transfer business. I'm going to have a quick look at the club vision and the transfers just to kind of give you a rough idea of what the board think. They're actually quite happy with most things. So, which is new to me. McAtee is an A-, Soriano is an A-, Baba Rahman, B-. I mean, the fans probably, I think they would have liked him more. He got 13 assists. He basically propelled us into the Premier League. Pacina, they're really happy basically because he cost nothing. Kofi, because he's a youngster. Romain Martin, again, like I said, A-. They're happy that he didn't cost a lot and we're not paying him a lot of money. 4.5 million is a lot of money. Guri's a little bit of a question. They do reckon that he's probably too much on too much money, and the transfer fee is. Oh no, they're pleased with the wages. Transfer fee's a little high. Johnny Panzo, same thing. The transfer fee was a little bit high, but again, much like Baba Rahman, he did propel us to this league. Matthew Mori is an E. Get this away. Yes, so he's an E, mainly due to the transfer fee and the wages being high. He's not getting paid a huge amount, 23 grand a week. But yeah, the £7 million or whatever it was, 6.5 million, probably a little bit steep. There is also a lot of players that did leave the club on free transfers. Victor Fernandez, the fans are extremely happy with that one. I'm not sure why. This is probably one of my best transfer windows. And I don't really know why it's good, but it's a C+ and a B-. That's good for me. Normally, I just ruin everything with the board because I'm paying people too much money, or I ruin everything with the fans because I sell fan favourites. But I've not done that so far, which is good news. So our first game in the season is going to be up against Wolves. If we have a quick look at last year, they finished 6th. They are very good. They won 20 games, drew 10, lost only 8, scored a lot of goals as well. 69 goals they managed to score. It is not going to be an easy match in our first episode. Let's have a quick look at the season preview. 16th. They reckon 16th. That is good. They think that we are likely to stay in the league. Preston, Fulham and Sheffield United, although they're all 1,000 to 1. Okay, so any one of us 5 at the bottom could be going down. Any 3 of us 5 at the bottom could be going down. So that's, maybe it's not that good. So they reckon our starting lineup is probably going to be this. They're probably not wrong, if I'm honest. Panzo, Tosin and Suter definitely will be the back 3. Rahman, Batista Meyer, that's probably going to be Mori. Longstaff and Hayden in the middle, maybe. Abdul Rahman will be ahead of Almiron because Almiron just doesn't seem to perform. Monasterio and Guiri are going to be our 2 strikers. Monasterio is very good. He is very good. Maybe Monasterio will be playing for us. And let's Bologna on him. And then we can do some registrations and possibly bring in Pacina. Ooh, that might work. So key players, can we see who our key player is? Is it going to tell us key players? It should be 2 per team, right? Almiron and Monasterio. They reckon it's Almiron and Monasterio. Okay, so we probably shouldn't be loaning out Monasterio. Fair enough. Also, we might be trying a new formation at some point this season. This tactic here is called 4-2-4 Bro. It's called 4-2-4 Bro because my brother made it over the Christmas week or weekend or when Christmas happened during the week, didn't it? Over the Christmas week. And it seemed to work quite well. And I think we've probably got the players to play in it. So if we just ask the assistant to pick... there's a lot of full green circles in there. Vasiliadis in the middle with Hayden. Maybe Hayden needs to change. Abdul Rahman and Almiron, Monasteri and Guiri. We've got the players to actually play in this formation. So we're probably going to give this a go at some point. We are going to stick with the 5-2-1-2 custom vertical tiki-taka that we were playing for pretty much all of last season. Or I think it was all of last season. That's going to be our main formation. I do also need to change something with my corners because I don't know if you've noticed, but they don't work. So I'm going to have a play around, maybe do something with the corners to try and sort that out so maybe we can get a few better chances. I don't know. Just a quick look at finances as well. Obviously, transfer window has closed because it closes a week or so before the start of the season. So we can't buy anybody else now, but we do still have £27 million in the bank, which is a big amount of money. We're under our wage budget. By the end of the season, assuming we can keep ourselves in a job for a start, and assuming we can keep ourselves in the Premier League, we will be rolling in money, which means next season we might have like £100 million to spend in our transfer budget. They might not give us that money, but, because I'm trying to be sensible with our transfer budgets, we might have a lot of money come the end of next season. And finally, we're just going to have a quick look at the club vision just to see if anything has changed. I don't think anything has changed. I don't know, maybe it has. So for the club culture, let's have a look at that quickly. Attacking football and use the youth system. That's fine. We can do that. Work within wage budget. We will do that. Not a problem. Avoid relegation. This was previously attempt to avoid relegation, if I'm not mistaken. So now they actually want us to avoid it. FA Cup and Carabao Cup 5th round minimum, or 4th and 5th round, sorry. And then our contract runs out. I need to try and get myself tied down to a new deal. Can I do that now? I would like a new contract as a reward for the success I've brought to this club. You're right. Oh, we're getting a new contract. Perfect. Okay, we'll get one shortly, apparently. Right, that is going to do it then for the first episode for today. Like I said earlier, there will be a second episode. It will be match number 1 of the season up against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And I suspect this is not going to be a particularly easy season for us, but we will see. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. If you did enjoy, do remember, leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back later on with a match up against Wolves.